Okay. So we're continuing from last week's lesson where Dale was talking about the 4 phases of the market: expansion, consolidation, retracement, and reversal. Now, they do not have to happen. It's not that they happen in this order. Anything can happen at any time. But based on the lesson from last week, I'm going to go through and ask you if you can see one of these phases in the marketplace. So get your eyes trained. Have a look out.
Can I just ask, those 4 phases, did you say it's of market structure? Because I had to leave early.
Yes, correct. Yeah, phases of the market. Now, the reason why this is important is because based on which phase you're in, it will determine how you trade, how you see the market. It will determine the amount of risk that you take. For example, if you're in a consolidation phase, you want to be in and out really, really quickly. If you're in a reversal phase, you want to be in for the long run. If you think that you're in a reversal phase, you want to get in and ride the reversal. Okay. Or if you're in an expansion, you can do the same thing. There's a way to trade retracements. There's a specific way to trade that. So if you know which phase of the market you're in, you'll know how to trade. So, all right, let's start with who I can see. Sandra, you are on top of the image screens right now. And I'm going to ask you if you can, why don't I give you the control? Why did I give you the control? Remote control. Sandra D. Right, you now have my screen, or you should have my screen. If you can move the mouse, try and move the mouse. There you go. Okay, so you're now moving my screen. Could you use the box, please, on the left-hand side? If you go to the 4th box, yeah, there it is. Okay, cool. And can you box off for me an area of consolidation? Can you see where the market is consolidating? I know you know how to do this because you sent one in. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Anything else? Can you see any other ones?
Okay, one more. I'll say here.
Yeah. Good. Very good. And potentially, can you see? Well, actually.
Okay. Could you consider this as consolidation as well?
Yes, good. That's the one I was actually looking at there. And I would drag that box even lower down. Okay, right click on your mouse, right click to get rid of it. I'll do it for you. I did it for you. 1 second. Okay, so now that it's clear, the box is clear. Were you going to change the size of that box?
Yeah, I was trying to drag it down.
Yeah, so go into the bottom middle. There you go, right there. Yes. Now, when I came on, that was the one that caught my eye. Right, an area of consolidation. All right, so cool. We've got an area of consolidation. Let's get a tick. Let's get a tick, 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 tick. Consolidation done. Okay, lovely. Who's next on the screen? Angelina.
Right.
I'm going to take these off so you can get a clear chart again. And it's not, these phases can overlap, right? Obviously they have to overlap from one to turn into another. So don't worry if you choose some of the same areas that Sandra just chose. So Angelina, what I'd like you to show me, please, is an area of retracement.
Right. So now that's where the market goes. Yeah. Yeah.
Good. I like it. You start speaking out loud and then the brain gets the answer. All right. So you've identified the trend. Where's the market going? Which direction are we going in right now?
Down.
Okay. So a retracement, what would that look like?
It's when it's going to go in back up. There'll be a spike back up.
Correct. So can you use the box or a circle or a line?
Have I got control?
Oh, that would help, wouldn't it?
Sorry.
That would actually help if I gave you the control to Angelina. Okay, you should have it now.
Right. Can't see your boxes. So how should I mark it?
Just mark it with a circle or a line, however you want to. Just, you know, an arrow point at it, however you choose to do it. Box, whatever you want. So we're looking for an area of retracement. And you can choose the most obvious ones.
Well, an area would be
Yeah,
this
or
kind of area. Because
okay.
it's come down as going back up, but of course, I mean this is going back up.
Yeah, perfect. So let's mark that as an area of retracement. That's absolutely fine. All the way down, go all the way down. Good, perfect. All right. And so you've seen there that the market, let me take the mouse, market was going down, 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 down. And you've got here, oops, an area of retracement where it starts to go back. Now notice that Sandra had marked off this whole area as the area of consolidation, right? So consolidation will start with an area of retracement, usually. Okay. Can you see another one? Another area of retracement?
Yeah. Am I still there? You
Yeah.
see my mouse?
Go ahead. Have you got it still?
Yeah, I think. Yeah. I mean, there's a few, aren't there?
Leon, do
Yeah.
you always have to go have a look for the most obvious ones, like in the live trading, or do you go for the small dips?
You definitely will become more granular over time, but just for the purposes of this exercise, let's just spot the main ones, and then for sure we can spot all of this. There's lots of micro retracements on there as well. There you go. Okay. Be really, Angelina, be really kind of accurate with what you're trying to show, because we're looking for retracements. Yeah. Well, if you want to adjust that box, right click. I'll take that off actually. One second. Okay, go ahead. You can, it's up over to you now. Much better. Very good. Very good. Okay, cool. So we've managed to identify. Did everybody see that, first of all? Has everybody seen the same, or can everybody see why that's an area of retracement? Yeah? Okay, cool. Cool. I wish I could see more people on my camera. When you share screen, it cuts down the amount of people you can see on the camera. I can see 5 people. Okay, no problem. So we've managed to identify the area of retracement. Okay, cool. Okay, all right. So who's next on my screen? Trish, you're next. Could you identify any potential reversal areas? I'm going to take these off for you, and I'm going to give you the screen. Remote control to Trish. Okay, so Trish, you should have the remote control now. If you could please identify areas of reversal areas.
That's where there's the opposite happens. Either it was going upwards and it goes a big dip downwards. Is that right?
But let's base it on the fact that this overall chart that you're looking at right now, which is a 4-hour sterling CAD chart, is moving down, right?
So I need to look for reversal up.
Or you can look at when it started to go down. I just gave you the answer.
How do I? Well, naturally, I was going to go around this area where it's going back up. That would be one that I would mark up.
You'd mark it up as an area of what?
Area of reversal.
Okay, good.
That's what I would look at.
Very good.
And this one here I would look at as well. Is that right or wrong? Because it's looking to go upwards. And what was you saying before, Leon? Look at where it started to dip.
Yeah, that would be another area of reversal just from.
So I guess here.
I don't think so. I think you're in the middle of a trend there. The trend has already started.
Oh, how do I get rid of it?
I did it for you. Go ahead.
Okay.
Think about what you know about liquidity grabs, engulfing candles. Think about what you know.
Yeah, but you throw me. You said where it started to.
Yeah, I'll help you
You
a little.
said where did it? So I have to go to the beginning to see where it started to reverse.
Yeah, give it a try. And no problem if you don't get it.
But I just did something, and you said it was in the middle of the. So how do I go to the? What would I have to scroll all the way to the left?
No,
to see
you've got all the information on the chart right now. You don't
So
need
why was the one that I did just wrong then? That was a clean dip.
because the trend had already started. We're looking for a reversal.
Oh
We're looking
yeah,
for a
true.
reversal.
Oh yeah, I get it now. So there, I'd look at because that's where it started to dip. Would that be right?
You need to mark it. I can't see where you're.
Oh. I would say somewhere in this area because that's where it proceeded to go downwards.
Click it. Okay. All right. Thank you. I'll take back the remote. Did everybody agree, or has anybody got anything to add on that?
I'm not completely sure on what reversal should be either. I get retracement, but the reversal.
See the reversal. Do we not need like a break of structure or something to confirm it? Or
Joe, my guy, you are absolutely 100% correct. All right, you're 100% correct. And so look, Trish, you're right on all. I would say you're right on all three of these. All right, I'd say you're right on all three of these. This one could be considered a retracement, but really, because you've had two clear breaks of structure, exactly what Joe was just said, you've had a lower high here, a lower low, and this breaks it. So that is for sure the signs of a reversal. For sure, it doesn't play out ultimately over 7 days, over about 7 days, but that 100% you can call that a reversal. This one, you can call it a reversal if you're looking down here. Lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, break. Okay, yes, you can call that a reversal if you're looking at this break of structure, and then it goes higher above here as well. So yeah, I understand why you would call that a reversal, no problem. This looks like it's happening. This looks like one as well over here. This looks like a reversal over here. It hasn't broken up here yet, but it certainly looks like a V-shaped reversal. And this trend started, going back to your first one, Trish, the trend started with a, look, I'm going to remove it just so we can see it clearly. It started with a liquidity grab here, all right? There you go, liquidity taken. All right, it started with a liquidity grab up here. This line's taken all of that liquidity. And then you have broken, let's just go for the main one. You've broken structure here. This is the real one, all right? Higher low, higher high, break, all right? So yes, this is the start of the reversal right there. All right, so good. You found them. You found some good ones. You found some good ones there. Okay. We could do the same thing over here. Let's just put it on.
Hi, sorry.
Hey.
Quick question. So would it be fair to say that the reversal is the market changing direction after a break of structure?
It is the market changing direction followed by a break of structure.
Followed by.
Yes, let's watch. The market changing direction. Okay, so here we see higher low, higher high. Let's take this one, higher low, higher high. It changes direction and is followed by a break of structure. The break of structure happens after the change of direction. It changes direction to break structure.
Okay.
Yeah, because look, here's a change of direction here. This is a change of direction, but there's no real structure break. Maybe this one, but there's no real structure break here. This is complete consolidation. This is the one that you did. Consolidation. Look at that. Just consolidation followed by a break of structure.
Leon, also, when there's a reversal, does there need to be a liquidity grab prior? Should I be looking out for that, or is that just if there's one, there's one?
It's a good signal. It's
Okay.
a good signal because based on the way that we trade, we know that the smart money institutions like to take liquidity before moving in the other direction. But don't think of it. Remember, guys, we're doing an artistic science here. For now, just take it as yes, you look for a liquidity grab before it moves in the other direction. That's a very good signal. But I don't know if it happens every single time. I would definitely like to see that before I talk about it. Before I talk about a reversal, I'd like to see a liquidity grab, which is why I like this as a potential liquidity grab over here. Sorry, as a potential reversal, because we can see that it takes liquidity all the way from over here. There's a little one there, a small liquidity grab here. From this one takes that liquidity. This one takes that liquidity. It goes away, and then it comes back and does the bigger liquidity grab here. All right, bigger liquidity grab here. So yes, I would like to see, and take that out for clarity, I would like to see a liquidity grab before a reversal. And we're only going to be sure if it's a reversal if we break above here, which is quite a long way to go. So good question. Good question. Let's tick off the reversal. All right, Joe, you were next on the screen, although you've changed places now. So you're going to be up with the areas of expansion. Let me clean these off. Just do this. Oh man, that was stupid. No, we don't want that. Okay. So Mr. Joe Cooper. All right, so Dell and Joe have had to sign off. We've had to sign off. Can't get his screen to work, man. And Rob, not Joe, Rob says, sorry guys, I've had to drop off something that just come up at work. Okay, no problem. So. Who are we? Joe Cooper. You should have control. Have you got the mouse?
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
I'll be honest, out of all three, this is the one that I probably understand least.
Okay,
But I'll
cool.
try.
Cool. It's a good job I didn't say what I was going to say, because I was going to say this is the easiest one out of all of them. But don't worry, and you'll realize how easy it is once we get through to the end of this. So don't worry about that.
So I would say, just from what I think could be like areas where it expands. Oh, what am I doing?
Leon, would you be able to just give me a definition of expansion, or do you want to wait for Joe to do it?
Yeah, let's wait until Joe does.
I missed some of these definitions if you did it last week.
I feel like that might be an area of expansion where it's like a slow, subtle move rather than aggressive downward move.
Okay, mark it off.
Oh,
Go on, I got it for you. Yeah, there you go. There you go.
I don't know if I'm right on this.
No problem. All right, let's see who else we've got. Rachel and Joe, honestly, it's no problem if you don't know, because you wasn't on the lesson last week, so it's no problem, right?
You know, I don't know either. Out of all of the three, that expansion, I don't know that term. I don't know what it is. Is it just where if it's going down, then you're going then you continue in the trend. Is that what expansion is?
So let's explain. Let's explain. Expansion can happen. Let me draw a little diagram then. All right, and we'll do it like this. Expansion, in its most simplest, is just the opposite of a retracement.
Oh,
Yeah, that's all it is. All right,
so that's just basically continuing the trend in whatever direction it's going.
absolutely. One second.
Continuing the trend upwards or downwards. Yeah.
Upwards or downwards. Expansion, in its simplest terms, is just the opposite of a retracement. Okay, so
Oh, so you could do most of that then.
Okay.
Right, it's just the opposite of a retracement. So let's just label these off. Really simple.
Leon, what?
Yes.
Can you just say what a retracement is again, please?
It's the opposite of expansion.
That does not explain it.
Okay, watch. I'm going to explain them both right now. Expansion.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Expansion is sometimes called an impulse. Here. There's one here. The first leg. Boom. From here to here. Impulse. Right? Expansion. Call it whatever you want. Impulse. We're calling it expansion for now, but we equally is termed as an impulse. Okay. After every impulse, or after most impulse, you will get what?
Retracement.
Retracement.
Is there another word for retracement?
Pullback.
Yeah, good. Another one?
Draw down.
No.
Thought that was a good guess.
Another one?
Break of structure.
No.
Mm.
Floor. Consolidation.
Consolidation, yeah.
No, it's not. Correction.
Correction.
Ah,
I've never heard of that term.
So what I'm going to do, I use these. So Angelina, you are not wrong to call it a pullback. You're not wrong at all. Just for the sake of space, these are the two terms that I use. I use retracement or correction. Let's try and make it a bit longer. All right, I try and make this a bit. Okay, I'm trying to find the right place to put this. Let's put it there. Okay, you can see what I mean, right? It's that little correction bit.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay, put it there. No. I'm going to do this properly. Hold on a second. It's important. So impulse starts here. Okay, we'll put it where it starts. Impulse starts here and goes up. Impulse. Yeah? Everyone good?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Correction starts here and goes in this direction here. Correction, retracement, pullback. All right. Then what do we get starting here? What is this?
Another expansion.
Okay, lovely. Lovely. Expansion or impulse. And that expansion or impulse goes here. Yeah, all the way up to there. You follow?
Yeah.
And here, correction starts here. Correction. See that?
Yeah.
And then just to end, we usually get 5 waves, sometimes 7 waves, or 7 moves. 1, 2, 3, 5 moves usually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 moves. And then you start to see a longer term correction. Right? Then the market will often do this. All right. And all of this, can you see that? Is what?
No.
All of this is is what
Reversal.
in relation to this?
Reversal.
Impulse.
Correction, because it's going down.
Yes. So when you look at it like that, can you see that? We've had one big impulse, which is made up of expansions and retracements. And then now we've got one big what? What is this?
Retracement.
Retracement or
Correct.
correction. And that retracement or correction is made up of, look,
Mini ones
yes,
in between.
exactly. Good, really good, guys. It's good. It's made up of, believe it or not, an impulse. The retracement happens here. And then you get another impulse. And all of this makes a pink correction versus a pink impulse. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Let me make this line. So there's the big move there, and there's the big move there, right? And the market really does move like this. And inside here, if you want to really go micro, what do you think happens inside this impulse here? What do you think happens inside that impulse?
Micro impulses and retracement.
Hey, come on. Excuse me. Inside this little impulse here, you have the, if I could draw it like this. Yeah, can you see that? Can you see what I'm doing?
Mhm.
And that sits inside here. And then here, you get corrections, micro impulses and corrections. And what do you think happens inside here?
Same thing.
Mini ones again.
Aye.
But we don't see those, do we, Leon? We're just looking on. Are we just looking out for the big ones? Because are you meant to be looking out for those mini ones to see an overall pattern?
Let me explain. Let me explain. And I'm going to explain real clear. All right. We started off with the blue line here showing expansions, retracements, expansions, retracements, expansions, retracements. And then we get an expansion, a retracement, and another expansion. Finished. Right, we can leave it there. All of this, remember what we're looking at right now is the 4-hour chart. But on the daily chart, what you actually see is one big impulse and one big correction. Another way to, maybe it would be better to start by saying that on the daily chart, you see an impulse here and then a correction, but that can be broken down into a 4-hour series of impulses and corrections, expansions and retracements, same thing. Now, when you go down into the 1-hour time frame over here, what do you think this looks like? This looks like a series of impulses and corrections. And now when you drop down onto the 15 minutes, what do you think you see in here? A series of impulses and corrections. And now when you drop down onto the 5-minute chart, what do you think you see in here? Impulses and corrections, right? So using what we've been speaking to you about over the last week or two, I think you've all cottoned on to something which is really quite important, is that the market, you may have heard us say this word before, is fractal. Why do you do that to me, man? The market is fractal. If we look at we could look at the definition of fractal, but without looking in the dictionary, it means tiny movements. In fact, let's look it up. Let's look it up. It's important. Let's look it up. Can you still see my screen?
Yeah.
Yep.
A fractal is a never-ending pattern. Fractals are infinitely complex patterns that are self-similar across different scales. They are created by repeating a simple process over and over in an ongoing feedback loop, right? We can leave it there. Ongoing feedback loop. Essentially, it is the same pattern happening over and over and over and over again to larger or smaller degrees. All right, and that's what we have. Tiny patterns that's my kind of definitional summary, précis of that definition of fractal. Okay, so the market, the whole financial market is a fractal. Let's just do that one more time. The pink line is the daily. One big impulse followed by one big correction. But that is made up of 4 hours where you, on the 4-hour chart, of smaller impulses and corrections, expansions and retracements, the same thing, call them what you want. And that 4-hour chart is made up yet still of smaller, on the 1-hour chart, smaller expansions and corrections. And on the 1-hour chart, you could drop down again onto the 15-minute or the 5-minute and see smaller expansions and corrections and keep on going down and going down. It's the same thing happening over and over and over again. So with that said, let me remove that off. Let me remove things off the chart. Is that clear?
Yeah, but Leon, I've just got a question. You know, when you're looking at the smaller time frame, so you might start on the 4-hour, then you go to 1 hour, and then 30 minutes, etc. What's the point of doing that again? To just confirm what you thought in the 4-hour before you make your move, or what?
The point of doing that is because you're going to get an early indication on the smaller time frames of where we are, of what might be happening on the higher time frames. Right, so you want to always trade in the direction of the higher time frame, but you want to use the smaller time frame for clues about what might be happening next. Right,
Can't you see what's happening if you're on the 4-hour chart? Why do you have to see what may happen? Why can't you just go to the 4-hour chart straight away?
Because how do we? If I the way to say it is, look, here's a good way to say it. Here's a really good way to say it. Look up here. Can you see this area up here?
Mm-hmm.
This reversal, all right? This reversal. Where do you think you're going to get the clues of this reversal happening? Where's that clue going to happen? Right up here. And in here on the 4-hour chart, where are you going to get the clue that you might be getting a reversal here or a continuation of the expansion? Where does the clue for this move happen here? I want to catch, if I'm a trader, I want to catch all of this move up here. I want to buy here, and I want to sell here or somewhere around here, or I want to buy here and I want to sell here. So where do I get the clues that now is the time to buy? Inside here, look, where do I get this is the 4-hour chart we're looking at there. Well, where do I get the clue of what's going to be happening in there? Where?
On what's happened?
5 minutes.
Yeah,
Lower
anything that's lower than this is going to give me a clue that this move is going to happen next. Anything that's lower than the 4-hour time frame, you might not always see it on 4 hour. You might see it on the 1 hour, half an hour, 15-minute, 5-minute, 1 minute. You're going to see the clue on a smaller time frame. So although once we identify the trend, we want to use the smaller time frames to be on the side of the trend or to potentially spot when a reversal might be happening at the end of the trend. So the smaller time frames will tell us.
So is that a rule? You always have to check on the smaller time scale before you make your move. Is that a general rule?
I do not trade at all without consulting the smaller time frames. And while you're asking sensible questions, I have a phrase that I use, and again, some of you would have heard me say this before. My phrase is, you want to scalp your entry, which means find your entry on the smallest time frames, right? And you want to swing the target.
Is that because it's more accurate on the smaller time frames then? Like
Yeah, the smaller time frames, it will give you a really accurate read as to what was going to, and you're not always right. You'll get stopped out a lot more, but when you get a big one, you get a big one. It just runs.
Yeah.
It just runs. So it's fine to get stopped out a lot more.
Would your losses be less by entering on a small, like lower time frame or not? Because obviously you're going to have a much tighter.
Yeah, it depends how you manage your risk. Potentially not. Potentially your losses could be the same in terms of the actual number of pounds you lose. It depends how you trade, but we'll definitely come on to that when we move into our execution phase.
Right? Okay.
We haven't really hit the execution side of what we're showing you right now, but that's a good question. It's a very, very good question. All right, so what we covered so far, oh man, it's 10 o'clock already. Wow. So what we
Can
covered,
I just ask a quick question? Sorry.
Yeah,
with regards to that last, so on the daily, you see that lovely red arrow. This is really good. because it's very clear. The daily, with that massive expansion, it goes all the way up and then it comes down with its impulse.
Yep.
Looking at the 4 hour
Yeah.
with the expansion retracement,
Yeah.
there, yeah, that retracement correction there, is that also a break of structure? Did I?
Of course it is.
It would
Absolutely
be.
well said.
Just want to
because
clarify that.
It breaks structure right here.
Fine. Okay, fine.
Absolutely
get
right.
it.
Well
Okay,
spotted. Well, and I did that on purpose. So well spotted. I made it drop below that level.
Yeah,
on
which I
purpose.
like.
Yeah.
I do understand. Thank you. Brilliant.
And that's your break of structure right there. Perfect.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I also have a question on the 4 hour. So that area there where the breakup structure occurs, can it also be considered reversal? I'm not clear on the
Yeah.
reversal.
Okay. So the reversal happens here in this area here, and you will identify the reversal. Although this is on the 4 hour time frame. Watch this. I mean, you're going in. Your guy. The reason why I'm kind of excited about this, guys, is because I don't want to hold you back, but I can see and hear that your brain, you're starting to ask the right questions. It's very good. So you said, look, is it a reversal? Was that your question?
Yeah.
You can see this break of structure here that happens on the 4 hour chart. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think would have happened at an earlier stage here on the 1 hour chart up here? This same thing would have happened, but just on a lower time frame. It's a good question, and you get your brain around it. All right, because you see, like, this is, if I change the line to make this, if I change the color to make this a 1 hour, let's make this for the 1 hour. Okay, that's for the 1 hour, and this is for the smaller time frames. This one here is for the 5 minutes. So in the same way, Sandra, as you see a series of expansions, retracement, expansion, retracement, expansion, and then you see expansion, retracement, expansion in the correction here, up here, just in the same way as you've seen, look, a higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. Then inside here, you will see higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. And in the same way as you see lower low, lower high, lower low, well, somewhere inside here, you will see lower low, lower high, lower low. And that tells you on the lower time frame that, hey, it's reversing on the lower time frame. Is it getting ready to reverse on a higher time frame? It doesn't have to, but it gives you the clue. And if you know where you are in the whole of this cycle and you see a reversal on the lowest time frame up here, then you start to think, oh, okay, it's time for us to be in a correction mode anyway. Big daily correction. It's time for us to be in a correction mode anyway. So maybe this correction is the start of a bigger one. Does that make sense? You might need to listen to that again, but it's a very good question. And I think the answer was actually made sense as well.
It makes sense. But what I want to understand is, if I was marking this chart, could I use that higher high, square it and say, box it and say, this is the area of reversal?
Yes.
Wouldn't we look for like our engulfing patterns though? So like that'd be the sign of it.
So Joe, you are right. But let me just address Sandra's point, because you're not wrong, Joe. Let me just address Sandra's point, because I can see there's a breakthrough moment. It's coming. Yeah. Say your question again, Sandra.
So if I was marking these charts, the highest higher high, can I use it as, mark it as a reversal point? And is reversal like a point, or is it like a big area? Well, no. Stop that.
Okay. So you can see a reversal on the 5 minute chart, but it doesn't mean to say that the 1 hour chart is going to reverse with it.
Yeah. No.
Okay. Or you could see reversal on, like, you could see a reversal. You will see we're looking at the 4 hour. You will see a reversal on the 1 hour chart here, but it doesn't mean to say that the whole 4-hour chart is going to reverse using a breaker structure down here. So you will see reversals on the lower time frames. It doesn't guarantee that the higher time frame is going to reverse. Right, so you just need to look at where these reversals happen in the whole scheme of the market. If I see a low time frame reversal happening up here, and I've already seen impulse, correction, impulse, correction, impulse, now I see low time frame reversal up here, I'm thinking, okay, cool, we should be looking to make a higher time frame reversal too, because I've seen 5 impulses, 5 waves. I've seen 5 moves. I've seen enough of an impulse here to tell me that we should be about to reverse to on the higher time frames as well, if I see a low time frame reversal in here. And to hit Joe's point, the reversals will often, not always, they will often happen with engulfing candles. Not always. That's not the only sign, but they'll often happen with engulfing candles. You know that a reversal is happening if you see a break of structure.
Okay.
Okay, so let me give you the way that hopefully this last bit will make sense. I see some eyes who are I really appreciate having the cameras on because it tells me if where things are clicking and where things are not clicking. I was just going to say something then. Okay. All right, ask me any questions first of all. Let's just do it that way. I don't want to complicate things.
So when you talk about the engulfing candle pattern, that's where the liquidity happened. The liquidity is taken. That's what you meant when you said before the liquidity is taken.
The engulfing pattern, you'll usually see an engulfing pattern, usually, not always, at the start of a reversal. So if a reversal is going to happen, oftentimes it will be in here, right at the bottom or the end of an impulse or correction. You might see a reversal candle, a bullish engulfing candle in here, or a bearish engulfing candle here. You'll almost certainly see a bearish engulfing candle up here at the top. Almost certainly you'll see a bearish engulfing candle in here. Not guaranteed, but oftentimes.
Okay.
All right. So lastly, what I'm looking for in here, if I'm looking for it to prove that a reversal has happened inside this top area here, I'm looking for a low time frame picture that looks exactly like this. Higher, low, higher, high, break. And if I see the same thing happening on the 1 hour time frame, I'm like, oh, interesting. Nice. Right? Especially if I see it on, like, if I see this is the 4 hour, if I see it on the 1 hour, interesting. If I also see it on 30 minute, interesting. Fractal. Does it make sense? Have I gone too far?
That makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. So with that said, who dropped off? Who was that? Was that Trish? With that said, Joe, I'm going to delete this. I'm going to take all of this stuff off now. Are we good with that?
Yeah.
Did Matthew take a picture? Oh, Matthew's not here. Has someone taken a picture? I knew.
I'll get one.
Yeah, yeah, I've got one.
Yeah. Let me just put this, before you take a picture, let me just put this on 4-hour breaker structure.
Alice,
Trish, mute your phone.
Find thing.
Right. Let me just put this on the low, on the top, on the bottom. All right. So you can take a picture of that now if you want to. All right, cool. Let me delete that. Joe, let's wrap it up. We're going to ask you to identify an area of expansion, having gone through all of that. You know what I need to do as well? I need to change this back to blue. Okay, cool. So Joe, I'm going to give you back the control. And then that was your one area of expansion, which is fine. Now we only did the area of expansion going higher, but you can understand that the same thing happens in reverse as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So right now the chart that we're looking at is a chart of a downtrend. So the same thing would happen on a downtrend. So let me give you back the remote.
I think
Oh, you
that's a
should.
great.
You still have it? Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
So
It's expansion. Lovely. We're gonna move the chart back first.
sorry, guys.
Yeah, that's all right. Okay, cool.
It's quite a few on there. Do you want me to do all the ones I can?
No,
see?
I mean, to be honest with you, that whole area, you can consider that whole area an area of expansion from the top all the way down to the bottom.
Yeah, I was going to say, but I didn't know if you wanted me to do like because of the little retracements in between and stuff.
No problem. You could classify it all as like literally if you had done like there from the top all the way down,
Yeah,
like it wouldn't be wrong, right? That whole area down there is an area of expansion, so that's fine. Guys, talk to me. Do you have questions on that? Let me just tick it off so we can say that we've done all 4 of them. Okay, expansion, consolidation, retracement, and reversal. Rachel, you've been quiet today and you didn't get your chance to do the markup.
No. But I was fine under consolidation. I was fine on all of them. It's just the expansion that I didn't understand the term of, but I can see it. So yeah.
Yeah, here's another one. See that? Everybody sees that?
yeah.
Expansion. Yeah. So you could even call this that could be a reversal, but that would be that could be an expansion as well. You see that? Could be. So guys, we went into a lot today. I'm going to stop the share. We went into a lot. We recovered off the expansion, consolidation, retracement, and reversals, which I think was good. We had to touch on the fractal nature of the markets, the fact that everything is the same. Once you clock it, it's beautiful. Once you clock that, it's all the same things are happening, just whether it's on the 1 hour or the 5 minute or the 30 minute or the 1 day or the 1 week, it's all the same. And you just have to understand the patterns and then you can apply them onto different time frames. Any other questions? Any other questions for today?
I don't think
for
so.
me.
We're good.
Yeah.
Angelina, you're smiling. Why are you smiling so much?
It's a good feeling when you actually think you understand it. That picture was very nice. The daily, and then you went 4 hour. It's a nice feeling when you think you get it. You know, yeah. I think I'm getting it.
It's a nice feeling. You know, the best thing to say is you wait till you apply that feeling.
Yeah, I bet that's even nicer.
And you watch, you say, this must happen next. I mean, there's no guarantee.
Yeah,
I'm happy to take the risk. I'm not predicting. I'm just looking at what's in front of me. And from everything that I've known before, 6 times out of 10, this should happen next. Okay, trade. And then you sit back and you go out and you come, like what happened to me this week. And I went out and I put a trade on, you come back and you see that the trade was right and it's gone in the right direction. And you know, it's a good feeling. It's a good feeling. The feelings get better, Angelina.
Yeah, well, good. Because I mean, for me, I'm new in it, but yeah, I'm thoroughly enjoying this.
Good stuff. I thought you were smiling because Sandra looks like an angel.
Yeah, that as well. She does have a nice halo.
All right, guys, we are done. We are done for another week. I don't think we've got Dom. I didn't hear from Dom this week. Oh,
He's selling a book, she said. No.
oh
Yeah,
she's selling a book. Okay, yeah. Okay, cool. Right, I'll text her just to see how that went. I'm glad she's okay. We'll catch up next week. No homework this week. Just keep looking through the charts. If you're going through bounce back, if you're going through whatever you're doing, just keep on studying. And we'll catch up next week, Saturday. Next week will be the last.
Is it the last one?
Yeah, next week will be the last week. Then we're gonna have a break, and then we'll try and get together for a link up on the 8th of January. Okay.
Cheers, mate.
Have a good one, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're going to
Bye-bye.
share the
Bye,
recording,
guys.
aren't you, Leon?
I
Is
will-
there any
I will
homework?
share it,
Sorry,
yeah,
I didn't
I'll send it out.
catch.
What's that, Rachel?
Happy
Is there any
September.
homework?
No, we're not going to do any homework for this week. Just keep on with the studies. What are you looking? Are you watching Siva or are you watching Rock, or maybe you might be doing Bounce Back?
I'm not watching. The last thing I watched was Abel Melendez and Zoe. Because so like I said, I'm a bit behind, so I'll just catch up on the other sessions that you guys had to see exactly what